Welcome back. All right. It is a cold December day. Happy belated Christmas to everyone. Hope it was well. Let's see if we can finish this thing up today. Well, today for you. Might be a day or two for me, depending on what I run into. Hopefully not. So where we left off, I need to put this clutch basket together. And I did get my new thrust bearing and washer. So we will be installing them. Put a little bit of a lube on these guys. Come out here to get working. Hands get dirty right away. That's the story of my life. All right. These bearings in here. I've replaced these on all the bikes. I honestly don't know if it helps or not. Maybe I'm just taken in by what they say. And it goes in there. And then the thick one with the smaller hole here goes over here. All right. Now, if you have a later model XS650, there's a way to line this up with dots and stuff. I've never done a later model one, so this is what I have. Mine just goes on any old way that it can, I guess. Maybe it only goes on one way. I don't know. When it goes on, I'll know it, I guess. There we go. Put that washer on. We can put the nut on it, and we can put our clutch plates in there. All right, washer, lock nut, nut. We will zap this up. All right, 29 millimeter socket. Let's make sure we get this going the right direction. I'd say that's tight. Now, there's a rubber ring in here. And on these original packs, there was rubber rings inside all these discs. Some kind of cushion for the clutches? I don't know. This is the setup, the 6 clutch setup that they originally came with. When I did the XS1B, if you watch those videos, I did the new 7 clutch setup, where you eliminate these, add one more plate and one more clutch. These ones, on the original one with the painted edges, they're the middle two. I don't know what their significance is. a clutch push rod, we need a ball, and we need a plunger that goes here. All right, your clutch push rod has one end that's smaller than the other. That end is going to go towards the adjuster side. You know what? Let me just, before I do this, lube it up because I don't want to damage the seal on the other side. Okay. Now our ball, which I always get a new ball and I don't know why. I don't know if they ever actually wear, maybe they do. Put that in. Put our plunger in. Make sure we got some grease on that and on the end where the ball is. Okay. And now finally our pressure plate. Put that on there. I often wonder if this only goes on one way or not. Sometimes I have a hard time with them. Okay, we'll put our screws in there and be done with the clutches. So once again, I'm going with this kit that you buy. Just put your spring in there, the new screw, get it started. Just do all that same thing with all 6. Tighten them till they bottom out and snug them up a little bit, and that's done. Now you might ask what I'm using for an engine stand, and I'm not. All this time, all I've used is a hammer that's holding the front of the motor up, and it's, you know, it's secure. That's what I use. I'm not recommending this for everyone, because, you know, it could topple over something, but as long as you don't pull that hammer out, I've had good luck doing it this way. All right, next up, we're going to start putting the charging system in, at least on this side, because a lot of the electronics are going to have to be done in the bike. But if we can get this part all done, we can put that pulley on, and you know, this engine will be pretty much ready to go. So I'm going with a Hughes hand-built system. Is it the same as vape? It's kind of similar, but not really. But this is a does charge and does its ignition from the crankshaft. This one comes pre-assembled, and we'll see how easy this one is to put in. So they put this right where one of these tabs is. Ridiculous. At least right where one wants to be. Right there, right in the middle. this cable wants to go down here, not through here. So that's how it's going to run. You'll see in the instruction that it tells you to put the wire through this opening. There's the screw hole, there's the first tab, there's the first opening. So, there's the screw, there's the first tab, there's the first opening. I don't know if you can see, there is zero room where it tells you to put that cable. Down here, you got room. So, although this is where it tells you to go, no way am I putting it there. That will get pinched off for sure. Next thing we're going to install is this pickup. The tiniest little screws here that you got to put Loctite and stuff on. And mount this thing up here. I'm sure you got to leave it loose for now. Alright, let's see what it says to do next. Let's get this on without knocking our keyway out. Jesus. Remember the last time I did the other one? On the other one, I let it in slowly. That's a lot of slop in there. In that keyway. Let's see. 99% of you folks will want to index the flywheel clockwise. That way. This is wood retrieve before tightening down the flywheel. This is proper. Go ahead and install a lock washer nut. Use some blue Loctite. And torque to 65, 70 foot-pounds. I usually hit it with an impact gun. Sounds good to me. Well, that's way too much Loctite. Per usual. Let's go with, get you out of the way a little bit here. Let's go with the small impact, see what happens. I want to zap this thing up, see if it pulls in any. I guess that's it. So next we have to put on this timing tab, which has been in the house in the box, and it's all rusty. Great. I'll clean that up a little. I have no idea if this is right. Okay. Yep, that's going to hit. Of course it is. All right, I'm back. New day for me. I believe the last time I was on, I put this sprocket on, 17 tooth. That was the original size. And put the locking tab washer on. Can line that up. There we go. The nut, there's one side of it has like a cutout, and of course that's going to go in. Do not want that washer to fall out of place. good. Grab our gun and a rag. And we'll give it a good shot here. Alrighty. Now it's just bending the tab over, and that should lock it in place. And it should look like that when it's done. After one last cleaning under here, spraying it out, got the gasket on. This washer has to go on. I know this cover is not the cleanest on the outside. Seal. Hold on. Oh, I take that back. We're not putting it. Oh no! Fuck me.
So he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Gasket on. Got this washer on. Got my tack drive in, my new bolt holding it. Let's see if we can get this on. Sure there's nothing underneath. All right, get some bolts in there, tighten them up, and that should be all set. A little bit of a difference, huh? Between these filters. That one's blown right out. I wonder where those pieces went. I didn't see them down on the engine when I had this thing apart. But yeah, we'll put this one in. I don't have this cover right now. I have one, but it has a oil pressure gauge on, so maybe I will use that one just for startup. And I think that's where we're going to end it today. So next, I think we're going to get this thing off this stand and yeah, down onto its little rolly cart, clean this place up, and we'll get this engine in the bike hopefully before spring. It's only a couple of months away. We'll see how the weather goes. But yeah, getting close to 500 subscribers. That is unbelievable for me. I want to thank every one of you for watching, hanging around, watching me make mistakes, watching me do this. We'll get on this other bike here. We'll have a reveal for it pretty soon. Starting to try to gather some parts for it. Yeah, we'll get this thing, hopefully it'll run. And I will see you soon. Take care.